Good morning. It's Pastor Mark McDonald for our second devotional, my second devotional this week as we prepare ourselves for the new Bible study on Henry Blackaby's study, Experiencing God, that will begin next week. I've asked you to order a copy of that or download it, however you need to get a hold of that, and we'll begin with the workbook, not the main book, although you can follow through with the regular book as well. We're going to be working out of the workbook together starting next week. I've got an older edition. There's a new one online, and so we'll be following through, and I'll be sharing some things each morning for us as we make this a daily Bible study in our lives as we begin a new year and seek to live in the will of God. Now, Tuesday, I shared the scripture from John chapter 14, verse 6. Jesus said, "I'm the way, the truth, and the life, and no one comes to the Father except through me." I talked some about just the way, the truth, and the life on Tuesday, but I want to share something else with you today as we continue to think of how we find our way in Jesus. When I was in seminary, one of the most interesting things that I discovered was how every gospel's a little bit different. Matthew, Mark, and Luke are called the synoptic gospels. They kind of parallel each other. The belief is, the scholarly belief anyway, is that Mark was written first, and then Matthew and Luke took part to Mark and added their own perspectives, but they were all written from different perspectives of different followers of Jesus Christ. Mark is more in your face. Matthew is more churchy. Luke is more called the healing gospel because there's so many healings in there more than the others. It's interesting to see that. But then John was a standalone gospel. And one of the things that fascinates me with John is that we have so many images of Jesus. Just a few of them are John chapter 1, John chapter 6, verse 35 says, "I am the bread of life." 8:12, "I am the light of the world." 10, verse 7, "I am the gate for the sheep." 10:11 is, "I am the good shepherd." So he's the gate and the shepherd just within verses of each other. Chapter 11, verse 25, "I am the resurrection and I am the life." Chapter 14, verse 6, what we've shared is, "I'm the way, the truth, and the life." And then another one is chapter 15, verse 1, "I am the true vine and you are the branches." I want you to think about those in many ways. As we prepare ourselves for knowing and doing the will of God, we do so as Christians by following in the example of Christ. And we study the way that Christ walked, lived, acted, the words that he said, just everything about him, because as he says in the very first verse of John, Jesus doesn't say it, but the author of John does. "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Everything came into being through him." In the Gospel of John, unique from the other three gospel stories of Jesus' life, death, and resurrection, John takes a very interesting approach by showing that Jesus is many things for many people, and that he has a way of reaching into your heart, into my heart, in very different ways. You may need to know that Jesus is the gate that you walk through to get into the fold. You may need Jesus to be the good shepherd who calls for you to come in. You may need to feast on the word, and Jesus is the bread of life. That word that comes in John chapter 1, where it says, "I am in the beginning was the word," is logos. It's the same word that's used in Genesis 1, which is the sermon Sunday. I'll talk about that Saturday. I mean, we just have this connection that Jesus is all through everything. He is what we need. He is all we need. He speaks to our needs, but each one individually. Jesus is not some cookie cutter example. Jesus calls to you, shows you, beckons you in a way that's uniquely yours. What is the image of Jesus that calls to you most today, right now? As we get ready to try and know and do the will of God through this new study, let's prepare ourselves in our hearts by asking the question, how is God calling to me through Jesus? Is he the bread of life? Is he the light of the world? Is he the gate? Is he the good shepherd? Is he the resurrection? Is he the life? Is he the way, the truth? Is he the true vine? Is he the word? How is Jesus calling to you right now, today, as we begin this new year, to follow the way of Christ? Have a blessed day. and of course, be a blessing.